Hello guys, hello. Welcome everybody. We'll be starting in a few minutes guys, just a few minutes. How's everybody doing today? Hmm. It's almost the end of the week, huh? Okay guys, let's get into the shtick real quick. Guys, thank you for stopping by. If you're watching me on YouTube, I wish you guys would watch me live. There's a link to my channel in the description of the video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Frank Gallows, and I stream every day guys, or as often as possible. Usually on the weekdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that's when you can catch me. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube and just watch me on YouTube, that's fine. I just pretty much for the moment post restreams. So you'll be watching that for a little bit. I do plan on growing both channels, so uh, feel free to hang out there or here, as they're called, guys. Today we're going to be playing some Bloodborne. I think we're almost ready to go into the Chalice Dungeons. You guys know there's a lot to do in there. A lot of farming. So we're going to be working on trying to get our rifle spear up there. This is a rifle spear, guys. We'll take a look at it. It's not exactly optimized. I think more than likely I would have to start off as Cruel Fate to get it super optimized, but the goal is to get Vite to 50, Skill to 50, which we have already, Strength to 25, which I think is feasible, and then maybe Blood Tinge to 25. I do think there's a better way to get Strength and Blood Tinge to 25. I'm not sure if it's going to happen here. Blood Tinge might be a little bit lower, but that's the plan right now, guys. And we're going to try to get some gems. Mostly thrusting gems, I believe, is the way to go with this thing. But we're going to have to make it there, guys. So that is the plan. If you guys notice, I have been farming some Blood Echoes, and we did farm a little bit better gem. That way we don't have the reduced, what you call it, what is it? The weapon endurance, right? So I didn't want my weapon to degrade quickly, so we replaced one of the gems with just a regular physical gem. We got it from the DLC, Farm Wonderland is there. We just did a few runs. And I did some farming for some souls because we do have to buy some stuff here before we get ready for tomb prospecting. And there's some stuff here that we just neglected to pick up. I don't think we have enough souls for everything. Right, it doesn't look like it at all. But what we're going to do is, since we're going to go tomb prospecting, I guess we'll get the tomb prospector set. And we'll wear that while we're in there. And aside from that, all we have left to do is, I guess, beat the base game, which is just defeat Gehrman. And we won't be doing that tonight, I don't think, because it'll just put us into New Game Plus. It'll put us right into New Game Plus. So we're going to start doing the tomb prospecting thing. Let's get the gear first of all. And then we can actually afford another set. Excuse me, guys. We can actually afford another set. I need some water, right? So let me just take a sip. Okay. So we can actually afford another set, I think. So let's grab the Canehurst set. This is mostly like the end of the play to kind of stream. We're doing a lot of cleanup. Well, it looks like we can afford actually a lot of stuff, huh? We'll grab the crow feather stuff. We'll just pick it all up. As you can see, I didn't raise my level at all, so that's nothing we have to worry about here. We're just gonna grab all this. And that's our setup, guys. We only really have the rifle spear. We do have the beast on our scythe at 6. We might use it from time to time. We have the rider. We can't use that yet. The Simon's Bowblade. I'm not sure what is like the optimal rifle spear. As you guys know, down in the Chalice Dungeons, there are other versions of the weapons that you get in game. And by that, what I mean is, we'll go with an empty one. If you notice the right-hand side, where the weapon stats are at, there's like some grayed out slots. Right? You see how they're radial, we'll call them radial and triangle because I believe that's what they are. When you find like there are two other versions, right? So there's the regular version, which you see here, that has nothing in front of it, right? And then there's a prefix version, which is like uncanny and lost. And the uncanny one, basically the only difference is the gem slots are different shapes. So if you really want to optimize your weapon, you would find certain shapes and then you would put those specific gems in there because some of them are easier to come by than others. And that's what you do, guys. I do think we would need an uncanny rifle spear. I would have to actually look at it, but for now, for our purposes, we're running 3 physicals. That'll do until we get deeper into the dungeons. And with that said, what I think we will buy is some hunter's marks. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bloodgem. And then we'll go ahead Not that we're gonna need too many. We'll buy some extra blood vials. We'll buy some quicksilver bullets. And in terms of the rooms the runes we're using, we're just using a basic HP up one. We're gonna find the better one in the chalice dungeons eventually, so we'll be able to really stack up our HP. But for now, we also are running 2 moon runes. I think I could show you guys better from right here. If you look to the right hand side, so we're running the HP up, and we're just running more blood echoes obtained from enemies. Because we're not there yet, the goal is to get to 120. And it's gonna be a little bit... it's gonna take a little while, guys, right? So, that is the plan. That is the plan. If you guys do remember, we did already do this first chalice dungeon here, which was just a basic Demarian. Right, so that got us access to Great East Chalice. And that's what we're gonna have to do. I do think, okay, so we're gonna have to do the root and the central. And I believe in the central there is another chalice we can buy. It's been quite a while since I've done like real like chalice dungeon runs. Right? As you guys know, if you've been playing for a while, there are like some false chalice dungeon depths. That is like player-made dungeons to make this whole process a lot easier and quicker. We're not going to do that on this character. Not anytime soon. I'll think about it down the line. But since we already did the first one, as you can see, we did the first one. We'll just go down the list, right? So we'll do the root chalice, and then we'll do the central chalice, and then I do think there might be a lower chalice. I'm pretty sure. We'll get started on that. We do need some ritual bloods, I see, which might be an issue. Because, like I said, it's been a while, so let's just see what it is. We need 2 ritual blood ones. We could probably pick that up in one of these bath shops here. Let's just make sure. These are some ritual bloods. We'll get like 5, just in case. Let me just go check over here real quick. I just want to see what's here, right? So, there's some other things. In order to make these dungeons, guys, you do need some materials, some offerings they call them, but you can find them usually in some of these messenger bath shops or in the chalice dungeons themselves. Just keep an eye on what you need for the next one. Right, so we're going to need some tomb mold and some ritual blood. Luckily we have that. And then this one we'll just need ritual blood too, which I do believe we can find in the root chalice. And we're in there, boys. We can also take a look at the firearms I'm running. So I just have the basic hunter's pistol. Keep in mind you should probably level all this stuff up to get the maximum damage, but we're running this pistol just because it has the basic HP recover. And then we have the blunderbuss in case I really am like bad with my parrying, so we can switch over and try to get an easier parry. Just in case, right? I know the rifle spear has its own blunderbuss, but just in case we're one-handed. And it might be a good idea to have the hand lantern on you. And I actually think we'll just have the hunter's torch for a little bit, just in case it gets a little dark in there. And of course, since we're going into the chalice dungeons, I guess we should do the tomb prospecting thing, huh? I do really like this chest piece for the tomb prospectors. The hoodie's not bad either. It's like a better version of the black hood, in my opinion. I guess it's all up to your personal taste. But I do really, let's take a look in front of the fireplace before we get started. Most people will take their pictures like right here, they turn off the hood. But here's the chest piece. I mean, here's the whole outfit, right? Really love this chest piece. Love the pouches. I'm a 90s guy, right? So, you know, I'm into, you know, like in my regular life, like I'm into like comics and things like that, Western comics. So I'm more of a 90s hero kind of dude where the anti-hero is prevalent. So I'm into pouches, a billion pouches, a bunch of them, and big guns and stuff. That's like my favorite, like Punisher, like old school Punisher, Judge Dredd. Even though technically he's from the UK, right? But he is a parody of Western heroes. So, you know, cool, looks cool. That's what I'm trying to say. And with that said, we'll get in there, guys. Actually, I'm sorry, I know we're prolonging this a little bit. I just want to make sure we have everything from the DLC before we're done here. Because I feel like we're missing... I did some cleanup too, if you notice, like we're not holding a bunch of weapons anymore. And we got rid of a lot of the gems. So I just want to make sure that we have everything that we're looking for here. So it seems like we are missing one thing. We're missing the church pick. Alright, let's double check, because you can buy these items, like everything you pick up you can buy in the shop weapon-wise. Okay, so let's grab the church pick. That's going to be pretty quick. Hopefully we don't die there. And then we'll get started, guys, with Shala's Dungeons. And yeah, this is hopefully we can bring him into PvP soon. It might take a little while, right? Friday I think we will stream a different game just for fun. Because we have been on this for a little while, right? So, you know, I know we can use a little bit of a break. I know you guys have been toughing it out with me here. I do appreciate it. So you do need to get the key. Actually, now that I think about it, I might be missing the key. Yes. Yes, I'm missing the key. And I'm missing the key because we kind of ran through the research hall pretty quickly, and I didn't grab it. I didn't grab the key, right? So we should probably wrap that up. That way we can focus completely on the dungeons. I think that's a pretty good idea. I know we're kind of taking a long way, but... I do really like this chess piece. Sometimes, depending on the character I'm using, his face doesn't really match, but we'll use like the one for Cannon head. And then like we'll use maybe like the Yarho Brew gloves. And we'll use like different legs, right? Fun stuff. Fashion Souls is always fun. Not that there's that many. There's not that much clothing in this game in particular, right? Hopefully we can get this pretty quick because I do want to get started on those things we have to do, because we do have to make quite a few chalice dungeons, and I'm actually going to have to look up some of the ones that we really need to get into. Okay. Alright, so bypass these guys. In terms of her quest, I don't know if we should worry about it too much. You guys know I've done this like a couple of times already, right? So what we'll do is we'll give her one brain fluid, right? And we'll take her blood. And we'll use her blood. And then next time I come up here, like I'll wrap that up later on, because like I said, we've done it already, and we don't necessarily need what she's gonna give us for this character. But we'll take it. Now, if I remember right, I do believe that the key is on like some kind of balcony that we have to climb to. So I'm just going to try to take care of a lot of the riffraff here very quickly. I don't think it's up here. It's been a little while, right, since we've done this. Usually I try to take care of this like the first time I'm here, so I never ever have to come back. But we'll try, no, that leads right up there, so I think we'll take that elevator up. We do desperately need those runes to regulate, but we're gonna need everything once we make it. We're gonna need some runes. Some better gems. Did I just take the wrong elevator down? I think. I'll do what I did first. Complete accident, but we'll let it reset. No big deal. Do keep in mind you can actually upgrade this Hunter's Torch as well. It's not the greatest in terms of damage, but it'll have to make do with it. So a light sorcery, and you know, you gotta poke still. I think this is where we came from. All right. I might get a little bit lost here, guys, so don't mind me too much. Oh, crap. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I do see that message there. I'm trying to grow the channel naturally, my friend. So, I appreciate it, but no thank you. With that said, you know, we're just gonna continue on naturally. We're gonna pretend that that message didn't pop up. So what we're looking for is one of the keys, right? Maybe we can take this path here. Let's see if that helps us any. I don't want to spend too much time, so if we can't find anything like the next little while. I'm sorry, I think it was this one right here. We'll just go ahead and circle and search all the essentials there because we're just trying to do something clean up. That way I don't have to do all this stuff again. Maybe. Let's take a look, shall we? I see we're missing some stuff over there. That's interesting. Okay. Wow, he has really good reach right there. Really good reach. I'm not too worried. I think we'll be fine there. For the most part. This might be it right here. There is someone waiting for me right here, though. There we go. There's the key. Okay. Problem solved, right? Now we can go back down. But we should grab the, let's grab the brain real quick, because I don't think I have that, Okay, we do. So we don't need a ray. The only thing we're missing, I believe, might be the shield. Which is right there. Perfect. Okay. Making good time, I think. You really want to take care of these guys? I think we'll just switch modes. There. And there's a lock shield. Let's take a quick look at it. Yeah. An artisanal shield crafted with blue glass. Originally used to safeguard the leader presiding over a sacred healing church ceremony. The later excuse me guys, and later supplied to tomb prospectors, in particular those exploring the labyrinth of Is. The blue is fashioned after a lake, and the shield greatly reduces all forms of non-physical damage. So it has really good arcane defense. I do think it can block some physical. Keep in mind the shields aren't like Dark Souls shields in particular. It does really well blocking arcane though. You might have seen people, like if you've been watching playthroughs, they will block the Living Failures meteor attacks with this bad boy right here. And it does well in PvP as well. If people are throwing stuff at you, you can block it. It does match our look that we're going for, because we are Tomb Prospector mode, right? So we'll just hold on to it. And a quick drop down, because we're just going to go back down into the cell anyway. So we might as well do it like this. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. And I do think I grabbed that bloodstone chunk over there, but we'll just take a quick peek and make sure. We can take a look at what it can block. My endurance is really low, so you see, not too much, honestly. But it's better than getting hit a lot of the time. Especially because you're not locked in like a hit stun animation. Okay, we did grab everything there. Alright. And once we're done here, guys, we'll just go back to the Hunter's Dream. We'll see if we can pop a level or two. Why don't we free our friend right here first of all? We're freeing him very late. There we go. So if you're doing your Asian cosplay, there's your clothes right there, guys. The pants are very nice. Now you have to be careful here because there is a hunter waiting for you. And he could clip through the wall pretty well himself, so we just gotta kind of draw it. You can see like that big weapon right there, waiting for me. Come on out. There we go. I don't want to get locked in there with him because he might just combo me to death. That's what we're waiting for. He locked himself over there, it's not my fault. Unfortunately, for some reason, his AI hasn't been working properly lately. But it was his choice. I guess he wanted to be behind bars still. There's a church pick. It's a pretty good weapon. Oh, we can actually use it. We did get a trophy, excuse me, Old Hunter's Essence. That is the trophy, guys. That is the little black box you see there. We'll take a look at the church pick. One of the old trick weapons of the Healing Church, a hunting weapon formed from one of the giant picks that appear in old beast tales. The church pick initially serves as a large sword, but when transformed, functions as an extended war pick. In spite of its origins, it is a highly practical weapon. And we can take a look at it. Pretty cool weapon. So here it is in one-handed form, in untricked form, right? So, oh, let's put the torch. Oh, wait, we don't have a torch. We need more lighting. More lighting, I say. This'll do, right? So here's the church pick. Very, very cool weapon. So one-handed, untricked form. Very fun moveset. Backstep into R1s, right? Here's the trick form, which I do believe counts as serrated and thrust at the same time. Very fun weapon. It does really good damage. If you spec right, of course, like most weapons. Cool. Cool guy. We're not going to use it though. Let's go back to the video stream, and now we can get started. Pretty quick, huh? Pretty quick cleanup today. I'm trying to think of something we can use in our offhand. I'm leaning towards like Simon's Bowblade. Or maybe Rider. We will get there eventually and be able to equip it, so I'm considering one of those two.
Very well.
We got a couple levels. We're almost at 50, right? So once we hit 50 Vite, we're gonna go for a 25 strength, and then I think we'll get as much blood tinge as we can, and that will be the build, guys. But that said, now we're ready to go in there. Guys, timestamp 30 minutes, 55 seconds or so. That's when the challenge dungeons have begun. We're set, boys. We're set. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, by the way. Hopefully you got some gifts or whatever. I didn't get anything. All I had was some good food. But that's the way it's been for a while, right? So it's not a big deal. Some people are more fortunate than others. I guess I can be glad that I'm still in good health. Okay. So here we are, guys. We're in the labyrinth. We have to be careful here. You can hear enemies going crazy already. We might be a little bit overpowered in this dungeon in particular, because it's more of an early dungeon, but trust me, once we start getting deeper into these chalices, it's not going to be fun or easy. Well, it might be a little fun, but it's not going to be easy. There's a goodies in here. There's some chests. Mostly they have materials. You really want to get materials. That wasn't a material though, huh? Wow, that crap. Let's rethink our strategy here, boys. Ah, that was a bad trade. It was still a trade nonetheless. So there's the lever. This is a trap, as you can see right here. I'm not going to go for that. So basically, there is a pressure plate around here somewhere. But we're not going to tempt fate. He has a cool weapon. He's like a red hot poker. We are gonna have to do like pretty much exploring like these whole labyrinth levels. We're not gonna exactly take our time, but we're not gonna. I don't want to miss any of these materials. We're gonna need them for later on, so we'll try to grab everything. I do remember coming up this ladder and I saw like another pathway. There it is right there. They might look dead, guys, but they're just resting. Be careful. Look at this chest, big chest. Okay. So this is what we got. Do keep in mind this is like the second dungeon we're in, right? So you're not going to find too many things in here, but more importantly, you will find, like, say you're already gemmed out from like the DLC or whatever. You're going to find the ritual materials. So just keep an eye out for those. They are easy to miss. Kind of like that one right there. Ah, just bullets. And I'm just kind of like, the camera's gonna be a little wonky because I am like rotating it a lot, just so I can make sure we're not like missing a door or item on the floor or anything like that. I think we're good so far. Also, there might be like some side rooms, right? So don't run straight, right? Like look to your right and left. See, there is a side room here, so sometimes there's some extra loot and some extra treasure you can find. I did see that enemy there. Unfortunately, oh, okay, he's making his way back up. Unfortunately, the shield doesn't serve the same purpose as Dark Souls, and what I mean by that is like combat-wise, like I can't hold my shield up and then do like a thrusting poke while I'm still protecting myself. That would have been a really awesome thing to have. Maybe a little bit cheap, but I really would have liked it. It would have been cool. You do have to be careful here. Sometimes take a look at the ceiling a lot of the time because there might be some enemies that are clinging to it. You see that casket over there? There might be something in there that's... Almost got me. I looked down at the chat for a second. A lot of these tombs are like procedurally generated. Aside from these, I believe these are like pretty basic ones. Once you start making the harder versions, they are procedurally, they're randomly generated, whatever you want to call it. So there is a lot of variation. Aside from like more difficulty. Oh, just fire paper? That's fine. And you could take a look at the ambiance here. Right, we're standing in red jelly. All kinds of protein in the jelly. There's a very weird animal in here too that we're never gonna see, but it looks like a giant crocodile or alligator. A native species. I don't think we ever see this like alive. So whatever this was, we never get to see it. I wonder what it was. I don't see any legs on it. So maybe it was like a snake, but it's kind of a thick boy. And I don't think there are some illusionary walls in here too. Not quite yet, guys, but keep that in mind. For some reason, I do think we're in offline mode, which would probably make sense because I do think I wanted to kill a certain enemy. I didn't want to get invaded right away. You will need a light source. You have to be careful in here. We are taking a little bit slower just because we are using this weapon. And it does have its advantages, as you can see. But if we get swarmed, we're pretty much ruined. Excuse me. Excuse me, folks. You can see sometimes there's a lot of nothing. Oh crap. where he came from, but I know where he went. I think that's about it. It looks like dead ends now, right? But like I said, a lot of times you will find materials, and that's like the most important thing you can find in here. And I think we did come this way. I'm just making sure there's not an upstairs. This was the upstairs. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied that we explored most of this dungeon. It is easy to get lost, boys. They do give you shining coins. And you can kind of mark, you know, you could drop a coin. Right, and that'll be a good indicator if you get lost easily. The boss is over here. Okay. I'm not quite sure who we're gonna fight. I guess we'll find out. The Watchers. I missed that period. I hit him so hard he pulled out his beating stick to beat me with it. You know what, let's tap some blood bullets. Do keep in mind you can make these dungeons over and over again as long as you have proper ritual materials. So if a boss is dropping a gem you really like and you're not like save scumming it, you know, you can't just make the dungeon over. That was a little weird. I know it's a little monster closety. That's what I like to call it, right? Because that's like I think that's like more of a Doom term where the room is made just for the monster to sit in there and wait for you to pass by. Wow, he was really eager. He jumped off that ledge just to get to me. Right, it's a little monster closety, but you know, video game logic. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, is there a pressure plate? There it is right there. Okay. Duly noted for later. Thought I heard something again. Oh. Be on the lookout for these little chests. Little chest, big chest, the caskets, the coffins, whatever you want to call them. There goes some material there. Some more. Okay. I do see someone over there. Keep in mind when you look up, there could be people on these like little ledges over there. And they do like to kind of bombard you, right? They'll just drop a bunch of like fire bombs down on you. So be cautious. You might hear like the glass breaking, if anything. I'll just grab all this stuff. Luckily we're not in too much danger yet. With a big emphasis on yet, because there will be danger. Okay, I think we're mostly safe here. Otherwise, nope. I thought I got by it. Luckily, we're in here kind of late, so my HP is pretty decent. That's not always going to be the case. It definitely won't be. There's gonna be a time when I get hit extremely hard, and my guy's gonna go, "Ah," and then I'm gonna look at a loading screen. So, be prepared for that. There's some doors here. Okay. We are being very cautious. So there's a pressure plate there. If I would have stepped on it, those things would have shot some darts at me and I would have died. Would have been badly hurt. Okay, so there's just a way around. There were some other doors here. We gotta make sure there's no chest either. No walls. Alright. What is this over here? This just broke apart. This was a trap too. But it didn't get me, not that time. If you guys are doing like these challenges just regularly, like for runes you might want like all the HP you can get and maybe like either extra blood vials or the blood vials will give you more health back kind of stuff. That would generally be a good idea. I'm getting some ritual blood too. That's very cool. Move them out the way. No peeking. Not bad. Make sure you check around these little corners here too. Right, because sometimes there's like stuff posted up against the wall. Not always though. Only sometimes. Hey, where'd he come from? Unfortunately for him. I was here. That looks like that's about everything, huh? For this little side area. I'd say so. Yeah. That's it. Not this time. I feel like we are going in a circle now. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna get chopped up by this this guillotine. I see the square right there. Okay. Pretty horrific. A pretty horrific trap, right? Because, you know, there have been tombs like this in the past. Not, you know, not just like this, but with some insidious traps. You step on a tile and a damn firebomb rolls out. Blows you up. What are you supposed to do about that? I don't know. I guess not go in there? That's the whole point, right? I do have to get used to using it enough in this, right? If we get to really try to master this weapon, I shouldn't just limit myself. We'd have to take advantage of all its forms. Even though, like I said, this is like a very short reach, it does have its uses. This is the most crowd control you're gonna get. Unless you're doing like tricked mode into light attack into untricked mode, which is a pretty good sweep, but then you can't spam that too much, right? So you have to be prepared to get that hit out. It has a nice arc on it. But this is good for hitting enemies that are lower to the ground as well. And then of course you have this godlike heavy attack. Probably the best thrust in the game, I would say. Let's get our torch out. Is that over there? And I'm stepping in oil, as you can see. I get that little triangle, that's an oil buff. So I'm trying to make sure he doesn't have a cannon on one of his arms. Even though I feel like if I walk out there, someone's going to throw a bomb at me. Hello? Oh. That's a big boy. There's some little boys right there. There's another big boy. So we're gonna have to... Okay. An adept. So we're gonna need like a really good version of... It's either adept or sharp. I think sharp is the thrusting version. Because we're gonna be focused on just all our thrust attacks. I see there's two man-eater boars there. We're still being cautious because I feel like we can still die here if I get too comfortable. I really want that wandering lens. Okay. Oh, we're getting into some low-level stuff. That's just how it goes. Let's keep in mind that there is a pathway here. There's another piglet that we can get. Here, boy. Here, boy. Oh. Uh-oh. My pig sticker missed. Luckily, we are in a very early area, because if that thing would have tackled me, right, that probably would have been it. So I do think I want to take that path down here first, just because I'm curious. He wasn't paying attention. I see. So if I go up that ladder over there, I can take this path over here. Sometimes there's like a little ladder on the side. And you kind of bypass a lot of stuff, but it doesn't look like it here. Just take care of him. I think it would be really interesting to see like what these animals were, because there's like a few things here. There's these dogs as well, which you which you kind of get to see actually, and there's a room that I used to walk into in this dungeon. I called it the Hell Room, and there was, I think it was full of like those dogs that are specific to like these labyrinth dungeons. Not a fun time. A very frustrating time actually. Take a look around at these cages. Very like what's that castle in Dark Souls 1 called? The Sieve Castle. Right, doesn't it remind you of that? Whoever made these castles are assholes. I hated those castles too, because they had the same like little pendulums in these narrow walkways. He makes me mad. They do love their poison arrows. I mean knives. He still tagged me. kind of drawing them out a little bit. Mostly because that blunderbuss dude is going to be super. Kind of like that. But I do guess I gotta be a little bit more aggressive. Especially since he's not doing too much damage. Don't look at it. Don't look at that butt. Where's my water? We are probably gonna need some more water, guys, but we'll wait till we face the next boss, and then I will get some refreshments. Okay, we did do all that, right? Let's see, where did we come from? Was it down here? I do think it was down this way. Like I said, you could get lost pretty easily. A lot of stuff, you know, mostly because it's like recycled. You know, I will admit it does like a lot of the same a lot of the time. Are we there yet, boys? Okay, no side areas, cool. Oh, he's over here. Man-eater boar. They set him over there on purpose so that he can tackle you. Kind of like that. Let's get our hands way up there, boys. Yeah. Okay, not bad. We do have our work cut out for us. You should. We. I do think I need that drink now. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, boys, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Scratchy throat today. Scratchy throat. I also lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, we do have a work cut out for us because sometimes it's better to get these dungeons started a little bit earlier. As you can see, like we're kind of walking through everybody here. It will be a little bit rougher if we were earlier in the game. Also, guys, if you watch me on YouTube still, do appreciate it, guys. Why don't you watch me live? You know, we're gonna do this again. There's a link to my channel in the description of the video if you guys want to see more Bloodborne. I am uploading like PvP somewhat regularly. You know, we're trying to stay up there, trying to get views, whatever you want to say. We're grinding, folks. Hopefully you guys like them. If you don't like them, feel free to let me know. If you do like them, feel free to let me know. But I'd love if you guys stop by and watch me live. That would be cool. Alright, so I think... Aha. Oh, there. We're doing it. We're making pretty good progress. Oh, I guess I can show you guys an example of this, right? So, let's say I were to step on this right here, right? Oh man. It's all good. It's all good. I like I know. I do appreciate you stopping by though. But I do still like think any exposure is good exposure. Not that I'm trying to get bad exposure, right? But being talked about is always good. And I do post my losses, guys, right? There are some channels where they don't post any losses. Uh, the truth is, people do lose a lot. They do lose a lot. If you see everybody, any channel where they just get a win, and they just get a win and just get a win, and there's no losses, they have lost a bunch of times. Granted, I don't have the time to upload every clip I make. Sometimes I try to get like 2 or 3 matches in, and then like I'll make sure it's saved. But we are using a PlayStation 4 for our like saving and editing, which is better than nothing, but it's also not that great at the same time. Oh, no, sir. No, not today. The AI is a little wonky in here. But like I said, if I, you know, win or lose, we are learning still. We're not gonna pretend like I'm godlike and just post epic victories and easy wins, right? That's not a way to play the game. Yeah, it's getting the job done, definitely. Honestly. And we're not gonna like make excuses of why I can't upload, because I can, and I will, damn it. I'm gonna do it. Alright, so we got the labyrinth open. I think this is a straightforward dungeon here, so we don't have to worry too much about any hidden doors. Hold on, I need a sip of this water. Alright, we're back on track. I know it's slow going too. We will eventually move on to other stuff. Like I said, Friday we are going to play, what I think we're going to do Friday is we're going to play a game called Gungrave. The newest one, I don't know if it's bad or good yet. We'll figure that out together, guys. I am a fan of the original Gungrave. The new one, that is up for debate, like I said. If you guys don't know what Gungrave is, it was an old PS2 game, I want to say. It's more notable because the character designs were made by a Japanese manga artist called Naito. And if you guys don't know who that is, he's the guy that did the Trigun manga, which is one of my favorite anime / mangas ever. It is getting a reboot. Trigun is, by the way. Doesn't look so good, quite honestly, but the original Trigun was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a fun anime. It was a fun anime, but like I said, Gungrave, the character designs where they were made by Naito. In the first PS1 game, like certain cutscenes, he looked like very close to Vash's Stampede, very close. Maybe with his hair wet. I'm not sure if they keep it in the same vein or if he has like any kind of attachment to it still. There's another character in that game called Bungie, and he looks just like Wolfwood, almost to a T, just wearing different clothes. What is this? Is this a trap? Okay, that was a trap. But we'll be trying out Gungrave. Hopefully it's a fun game. I have a bad feeling that it's not, unfortunately, but we'll see. And if it's garbage, we'll walk through the garbage together. As far as like new games coming out that I'm looking forward to, I really can't think of too many, honestly. Maybe the Silent Hill 2 remake, which is quite a ways away, and I'm not even sure if it's gonna come out for Xbox. But hopefully by the time it's come out, I'll have like moved already, and I'll have like a somewhat of a stable regular 9 to 5 to support the gaming habit. Friday. We'll be doing that Friday. I already have it downloaded and everything. It's just we're just waiting on it. Just in case it sucks, we can call it a week. If it sucks, right, we'll just call it a week and that'll be it. It's around this corner. Okay, where's it go? Unfortunately, I was looking forward to it for like a couple years. It got pushed back a bunch of times, which is never a good sign. I mean, it could. You see that over there, guys? Let's get our binoculars out. So, the giant is not the issue, right? The issue is this big old jug here, this big old jug of moonshine. That is flammable. That is extremely flammable, and I have a feeling if I walk over there... Oh, there's quite a few of them. I have a feeling if I walk over there, someone is waiting. Someone is waiting to throw a bomb at me. Luckily, as long as you don't have a fire weapon, you can kind of break them. Alright. We do still have to be cautious though, because I don't know, I got a feeling. Let's just break these just in case, because I'm not sure if I come back this way. I do see a treasure chest behind us here. What is this called? This wheelie thing. Okay, we got some stuff. There's some more stuff we're getting. We're gonna get all the stuff. Also, guys, if you didn't know, there is a unique weapon in these chalice dungeons. You can only get it by coming into here. We will come across it pretty soon, I think. It is more of a quality weapon, or more of like a skill / high endurance weapon. It does work with a certain moon. We will take a look at it when we get it. Alright. I'm getting distracted. Let's try to pick it up. Honestly, we don't have to worry about him so much. Just give him the poke. I said, keep in mind there are like some ladders here, right? So, uh, there you go. There goes a perfect example. So you can bypass some of this stage. We're just gonna take a little peek around. I do see that trap over there. Good idea, team. There's a snatcher. No, there a kidnapper. Do keep in mind that you can run to these dungeons and you will miss a lot of stuff if you do that. If you know exactly what you're looking for, I guess the best bet is to just Google it, YouTube it. Right, but this, you can see this is a treasure room in here. We will take a proper look at it as soon as we deal with these enemies. And we'll deal with him first, I guess, since he's, well, I thought he was approaching. I'll take that hit. Okay. Right, as you can see, this is a proper treasure room. We call it a treasure room, but it's more like... I'm not sure what you would call this. A tomb? They're very like Egyptian style, where they just bury them with all their treasure. I'm not sure if that actually has like a very specific name. Ah, we got some bone arrow mash, but keep in mind, you can see there are some enemies here. And sometimes there are little chests off to, like, to the right and left hand side of these little areas. There's a chest right there, a big one too. So don't just run forward. Sometimes I do have the blinders on and I do end up missing a lot of these things. I know it might not look like anything you need now, but you will need that tomb mold and the ritual blood eventually to make better chalice dungeons. It only takes a second to pick up, so you might as well just do it. One second, take a sip. Alright. Not doing so bad so far. Let's keep in mind that there is a ladder around here somewhere, but I do want to explore this part of the map since we have access to it. Sometimes the floor does break away as well. I'm not sure if you can clearly see it sometimes. It'll be like a different color tone. Okay, so just the Wandering Madness was here, I guess. Like I said, do remember there are illusionary walls. Not every dungeon has them, but it's something to keep in mind. If you're playing online, usually, you know, they will have like some messages. If I do think once we finish this dungeon, we will switch to online. I don't know why I'm offline. I mean, I'm only gonna assume it's because I was trying to get like a rune or something, and I didn't want to get invaded. Also, guys, like I said, we'll use it on the last mouse. I do keep in mind if you upgrade your hunter's torch, right? You can still use it to poke the enemy. And if they're weak to fire, it's not too bad of an option, especially if you need the light source and you don't want to switch your weapon out for your pistol. It also is basically just a thrust, which is pretty good. We might go a little bit further today because a little bit longer because we do have to get these things done, and we're in like the very basic bare bones one. So we might go a little bit longer than usual. I don't think there's a ladder over there, so I think we're good. He's holding on. I go with that. Alright, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. Did we even come up here to this top? Yeah. I do think there is a way to get up there, but we're not going to make it there today. I mean, we're not going to make it there right now. Because I do believe this is a side path we're doing. Yeah. There's the way out. What boss is in here? I better be prepared, huh? He's possessed. A very unique looking beast. Oh. Oh. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Where did he go, guys? Oh well. He no-clipped through reality. He's in the back rooms now. Poor beast possessed soul. And I think that's the end of this chalice dungeon. We did it. We made it through. I'll be honest, my knowledge on chalice dungeons is lacking. So I don't think you necessarily need to do the root ones. Eventually you'll need to do them all and make like the fetid, rotted, cursed ones, but I think we'll continue on with the central. There you go, we have enough ritual blood now because we did a lot of farming, right? We took our time. But we'll also see if we can get one more point into vitality here. Shaping up pretty well. Oops. Well, I did it. Also guys, like I know there's like a limited amount of tombstones, right? So eventually you can just like select the tombstone and remove the chalice. That's all you need to do. Pretty straightforward. If you need space for the next one. Or if you just want to make the same one over, right, you just remove it and then remake it. For whatever reason, if you're farming like bloodstone gems or items. I feel like we might be able to squeeze a little bit more damage out if we use the Beast Embrace for it. But we'll turn very glass cannon, and that would be the problem. I guess we are online because we see a specter here. What happened to this guy? I wonder if he AFK'd in this monster over here. Hit him with a stick. So I guess we are online. Maybe we just didn't see any because those are like the starter dungeons. There's really not much to say in there. This is a bad sign. Whenever you see these little red guys, that means that someone is spawning them in. There she is, right there. piece of crap. We're gonna act like you didn't do that for now, because we have to take care of it. They do love to throw two at a time, like one back to back, right? Sometimes it's unavoidable damage. I could have avoided it there. I just got greedy. Does he change his mind? Thought I had it. Something to keep in mind is you could keep swinging while they're in their death animation, and you usually will get the rally like HP regen stuff. This is suspicious here. Uh-oh. Well, we're here now, so we might as well take a look at this door. What happened to this dude? Sometimes they just don't make it, guys. Oh, it looks like I could have came here from a different direction. Oh well. Let's see what we got. Ritual bullet too. Okay. We're not going to say no to free ritual bullets. Time for killing order. I don't know what that means, but... They're just fighting hard. I really thought I had it there. Oh no. I'm gonna do a quick little sweep. Now that I know that we're actually online, I don't think we'll miss any of these doors, because people usually are pretty good at letting you know. But it doesn't hurt to check. I see there's a way to go over here, right? So we might as well just take a look. Make sure nobody's down there. Except for you. I do think they're talking about right here, right? Because the enemy was here. That was quite lucky. I might be reading too many. Remember Nightmare. Okay. That was dumb luck. Stay right there. Suffering dead. Was that a 5? Not bad. But as you can see, right, this is not too far into the dungeons and we're getting like decent gems. It's rare to find like pretty good gems in the base game. Right, just like the story mode part itself, because you don't have to come into these dungeons at all. Like ever. Even though German clearly says like if you're having a lot of trouble, go into the dungeons and try to get stronger. But he doesn't directly say go in there, you idiot. And get some weapon upgrades. This is in a very roundabout way. I'm glad that we took off that weapon durability down because we are spending a pretty good amount of time in these dungeons right now. And I don't feel like traveling back too often unless we have to. I said beware of poison, right? I wonder if I could even open this. Okay. So what is that, a scorpion? So these are enemies you'll never see in the regular game. You'll see these scorpions here. They're only in the chalice dungeons. When they die, they do blow up. And that is poison right there, so just be careful with that. There are some exclusive chalice dungeon enemies that you won't find otherwise. I do think these guys drop like poison gems as well. It looks like he's super... Oh, he was super stuck for a minute. Hey. Welcome back. Special item waits ahead. There's a door right there. Let's see if he's pointing towards the door. Nice. What's in here, I wonder? Oh. We have to be cautious. You can see there's these, all this fire water out. I do see a path over here to the right. So we're just gonna draw the scorpion over here. No! No! Bitch. Get off me. Disrespectful. Alright. That's where you gotta be careful with the ceiling, right? That was kind of like perfectly drawn to just get me to walk under there and get hurt. That is why we're running this this little pistol with the health regain gem in there. It's not much, but it does add up. Especially if you're just kind of walking around slowly. I'm kind of curious to see what like all like health regen build would look like in this game. What's this next here? Be careful. I think we'd be worried pretty good, huh? Wait, I heard something. whatever it is. Let's take a look at this chest. Do keep in mind, guys, that you can do these chalice dungeons with a friend, or two friends even, with a couple people. You can also do PvP in here. So if you guys just don't want to go in it alone, you can definitely tune prospect with other people, which I do think is a big thing in the community. So you can see we do have a drawbridge here. And how do we get that taken care of? There we go. You can see there's one area we can explore there. There's something over here too. That happened. I guess we have to be careful. Yeah, he got one-mushed. Don't use this terrain to our advantage. Jesus. He's still not too. Oh no. I don't want to be a red spectre just yet. Not just yet. What do we got in here? Ah, the Hintertomb Chalice. So there's the new Chalice dungeon right there. You can see we're in Tumero, right? We're in the Tumero Chalices. But once we're all done, I do believe there's a lower Tumero Chalice. Then you can go to Hintertomb, and there's like a upper layer, right? A regular one. Then there's the root, the central, and then the lower. Same thing for the Is Chalice. There's you know, there's a regular, then a root and central, or and then there's like the really hard versions of them. But we will be exploring them soon enough. Like I said, you don't even have to come over here, so you could miss that and not even know it existed, right? Unless you did a lot of Google, a lot of YouTube. All right, I think we're good here. We can also why don't we take a look at these chalices, right? Ritual chalice found in the Church of the Good Chalice. Used in a ritual at the tomb altar in the Hunter's Dream to break the seal of the old underground labyrinth. Let the chalice reveal the tomb of the gods. Let blood be the hunter's nourishment. And let ye partake in communion, right? So that's that one. And then there's the Hintertomb Chalice, a chalice that breaks a labyrinth seal. Hintertombs are the peripheral catacombs of the old underground labyrinth. To this day, the Watchers continue to expand the Hintertombs. Unceremonious catacombs filled with graves and death. And then this is the Greatest Chalice. Great chalices unlock deeper reaches of the labyrinth. The Great Is Chalice became the cornerstone of the choir, the elite delegation of the Healing Church. It was also the first Great Chalice brought back to the surface since the time of Bergenworth, and allowed the choir to have audience for Briardus. Right, so all these dungeons, you have access to them. The church, the choir, the school, all knew about this stuff, right? As you can clearly see, they didn't make it. This is a pretty, you know, if you're just coming here and looking around and you're not thinking to how you'd be like, oh, this is just like underground dungeon, right? But you have to consider like there's like technology here, right? Like there's a bridge, there's levers, there's weapons that we don't use as hunters. In here, there's tombs and like graves, and it looks like religious stuff in here, right? Like there's worship stuff, worship stuff. You know, there was a culture here, is what I'm trying to say. Long before we came. Because this is ancient in its own right. I did think we're done here. The culture is all messed up and gone now, mind you guys, for the most part, but there was something here before us. Definitely. Just in case. He's guarding something, isn't he? We'll come back to him. Yeah, suspicious. What's up there? Uh-huh. There's something up there waiting for me. Hello. Okay. I think those were witches. If you fight those ladies long enough, sometimes they will stand up straight up, and they are definitely Temerian. They are very tall. It's rare for them to do that. I don't know how long it takes, but sometimes they do. They're taller than these snatchers too, I think. Or these kidnappers. Is that what they're called? Something. This looks like more of a dead end, so we'll check this out first. Nothing but materials. We can use the materials. What about this? We need it all. Something cold blood. I do have to keep in mind that we did pick up some extra cold blood as well. So I guess that was the material. Ritual blood, Molotov. Looks pretty empty, huh? Quicksilver. Okay. I do hear some commotion. I think the enemies here dropped down when I got too close. They're probably like down here. The thing is, I don't know what he's guarding, so we'll come back to this. Because he might be like in front of a chest or something like that. Perfectly enough, we can just go down there right now. The thing is, I do think there are enemies here, so they might be off to this side, because they like to drop down right here, if they're not throwing stuff at you. Yep. Okay. And we'll just make sure there's nothing on this side. Now, this would be a good place for a plunging attack. Definitely, right? But we're better off just doing that to him, honestly, because I'm not sure if my weapon has a reach for the plunging attack. I don't see anything in here. And this is where we came from. Okay. And here's a unique enemy, the Keeper of the Old Lords. He or she has a very cool costume. You can get it once you beat her. You do have to beat her or him to get it. They have basically just a straight up katana, which I don't think we can get. And they were trying to fire buff it. I think since they were in that one, he really couldn't. I know I'm good at spamming right now, but that's because it was easy. Easy to do. A sharp damn. So we are looking for sharp ones, right? But that's not a good enough. We need like a very specific one. Let's just make sure sharp is what we're looking for. The skill scaling. Plus 11 and reduces stamina cost. You know, this would be good if we had nothing else. I really do think the gems we're looking for might be like adept. We're gonna have to get really into it, right? And there's the Central Thumera Root Chalice dungeon. We got his reward, guys. We will take a look at that a little bit later. No trap today. So this guy, once he sees you, he will ring that bell and all of them will wake up. Even though you're close enough to they're all gonna wake up anyway, honestly. There are a few enemies like that. Can we open this? Yes. There we go. It's fine. We got him. What's in here? Not bad. We are gonna need all the ritual blood. Even they have kind of unique weapons, so like you don't get this. It kind of looks like a twisted up version of like the song from Demon Souls. So you see there's the Indiana Jones death trap there. If you take a good look though to the left, it looks like there's another room. And straight up where this ball drops, there is a closed door, so let's make our way over here first. Looks like treasure. Wow. We'll take advantage of the fact that they're not going to do too much damage to us. Sage's Rest. Is that a key item? Or is that it's one of these. Special material used in a Holy Chalice ritual. A body part of a saint, sacrificed by the healing church in their search for the truth. The additional rite fetid offering invigorates the watchers, making them more treacherous than normal, but also making them worthy prey for a special hunt. So there's like some of your hints, right? So as you can see, they call it an additional rite fetid offering. So like I said, much later on or in the near future, you can make specific dungeons. They're known as FRC dungeons, but the FRC stands for fetid, rotted, and cursed, right? And each one is its own, has its own, what would you call it? It has its own curse for it, right? So the fetid one, as you can see, it makes the watchers more treacherous. So it buffs up the watchers, which if you didn't know, are those big dudes. They're like, some of them have like the pokers in their hands, some of them have the blunderbusses. But it also says it makes them worthy prey, so they will drop better items. Right, so you want to get into the hard mode of the dungeons, which is the FRC dungeons, and get better items. The ones we're in now, they're kind of just like the basic bland ones. But you do start getting the rights to make the better ones, as you can see. Keep in mind, if you're like making the dungeons from like other people's glyphs, you will need to have made that kind of dungeon before. So if like, for instance, there is a good gem you're looking for, and you find like online a glyph to make it, and it's like a FRC dungeon, you will have to make one of those kind of FRC dungeons beforehand, before by yourself. So you can't just go in there, find like the best gem, and then make a dungeon and walk in there. It doesn't work like that. But as long as you've made one before, like, you should be good for the most part. That's my limited knowledge, right? There's a lot more to these dungeons that I'm explaining, but we'll figure all that out together, guys. Actually, not too bad. And there will be a time when we come across some evil enemies too. That will work me. Gonna make sure where we're going. Alright, so back to where we came. Hopefully we'll have enough time to open that door right there. And make it through. I hear some horrific sounds. Oh crap. Alright. That's a shadow. Nothing but items. Items are good. Is that a pistol? I do believe these guys are weak to arcane magic, by the way. So if you have an arcane weapon, I think you should be doing pretty decent damage to them. I'm honestly not too sure. So once we're finished with this dungeon, we will go back to the Hunter's Dream. We'll take a look at, I do think there's two sets specifically you get from doing the Chalice dungeons. One is the Bone Ash armor set, which is the armor of the boss we just fought. And we will come across the next boss fairly soon, and we'll see what he has. Okay, it doesn't open from this side, but there's something in there. You guys see that big chest? I don't think there's anything else here. Did we come this way? Did we come this way? No, we didn't. I don't know what the fire part is. Sometimes the AI is a little wonky, because you see it's like trying to patrol a certain area. It can't quite make it for whatever reason. And sometimes I assume there's like an invisible wall there because it's trying to walk through, but there's nothing there. So I guess that was it. Okay, so there's nothing there. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I think that's the whole room here. Okay. One thing left to do is go back the way we came. Which I believe is right. All that from a side room. And we didn't even make it to the regular level yet, because I think this is just the beginning part. You see, there is a lot of stuff to do in here. I know this was a lot of frustration for people who were playing the, like, this is the reason a lot of people quit was these challenge dungeons. Because the game is very different compared to like a Dark Souls where all you have to do is you know, like you get your character to whatever level the meta is, and then you just upgrade your weapon to +10. Right? You could do that in this game, and you could come across someone with a similar level, but they'll have better gems than you, and they'll just do better damage. And a lot of people didn't like that aspect of this game to like kind of min-max their build. It does take a lot more time, I will admit, but it also gives you something extra to do that's fun. You know, they were trying it out, and they obviously did use this because this is a thing in Elden Ring with the heroes' graves. They did recycle this content to Elden Ring. So they obviously liked it and they want to refine it a little bit. They did take out the slotting your weapon though, which I guess is either a blessing or a curse for people who didn't like it. Despicable Ambush. Oh, there you go. It's all things to note. But we do have to keep that in mind, right? It, you know, obviously it did work to some aspect if they added it elsewhere. Okay, I think that's, we're still missing the lever. We still need lever. So that's the room. That's the room right there. That's where we walked in through. So there's probably a ladder. Or another room, okay. Let's just take care of them quickly. See the ladder there, but I'm interested in this right here. You see that glowing thing in the corner? That is a summon. That is definitely a summon right there. Summon Prospector Oleg. We'll save him for later. If you bring him with you now, all he does is fight every enemy he comes across. You can save him for the boss if you want. Which honestly we'll probably do, because it doesn't... As you can see, well, that was a bad trap. That was a bad trap. But as you can see, like, the enemies... We're very over-leveled for this part. So I can make him water. So he's not going to give us any damage that we don't already have. Hey! Okay. There she is over there. She can be very dangerous if you're not prepared for her moves. Luckily for us, we know that she throws the tracking Hadoukens. I took care of her. Let's take care of the real problem here. The only reason it looks like I know what I'm doing is because a lot of the room layouts, whenever there's enemies that are like that, usually you have to cross some kind of like right angle, some kind of corner, or some kind of like cut. Luckily this is probably the room with the lever. Yep, there it is right there. Alright, I think we're done here. Yeah, it looks like we're done here. So right here is where the summon is at. We can bring him along, but I do want to check something out first. Also, let me mute this for just a second. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I do think he's safe to bring here. Let's go ahead and bring him with us. He is a godsend if you're like real low level and you need someone to help you out. Let's take a nice look at him. We'll bring him out into the light first. I think he is just dressed up like me. Keep in mind, if you are interested in tomb prospecting, I do think the tomb prospectors, which is like a Reddit kind of guild, I do think they're pretty active, even though they've mapped out all the tombs already. You know, but they do like to come in here and just hang out, chill. You know, open dungeons up, just have a good time. So if you're interested, I know there is a Reddit thread out there with a lot of information. There might even be some YouTubes. Right, but there he is. That's Prospector Oleg. We can take a look at his face, kind of, sort of. He does move back though, so we can't, you know, we can't really get a good look at him. There he is. He's kind of big eyes and a sad expression on his face. I do believe eventually all these prospectors go mad. And they spend too much time in here. That or they just die. Right, for the most part. That's usually what just happens. It's actually like one other thing we need to wrap up, and that is the Vermin quest line. For our for the impurity. We'll have to do that because that is more of a multiplayer thing, right? So we'll have to like do multiplayer and collect our vermin, which I'd have to find out where more people are active in, because I'm more familiar with where people like invade and try to kill. More so than just straight up jolly cooperation. Here's the Temerian descendant. I feel like we did fight him before. Wow, he got parried. Did you see that? He does have some really cool moves. He basically has like proto blades of mercy, kind of. That is another weapon you'll never see in the game, like for us to win. It's a cloak. His cloak is really cool. I really like his cape. There's a blaze of mercy right there. Too bad he didn't get to use them. He does throw them like chakrams at you. And there's the Withimeru. That is the end of this dungeon, right? So they all have like 3 or 4 layers to them. You know, you could call them floors, but they're called layers here. And then it sends you back. So what I think we'll do is we'll take a look at this shop, because I think it's in here. So there's the Bone Ash armor. So this is a very it has a lot of good defense. You can see physical defense is 110. The thrust is 100. The fire and bolt is 140, which is really good. And we'll take a look at what it says in a minute. And we could compare that to what most people wear if you're like straight PvPing. Alright, so let's take a look at the Bone Ash armor set. Armor made of bone ash, worn by the oldest keepers. The keepers who mine the slumbering great ones gained eternal life, preserved in ashen form in a ceremony of flame that cremated body and soul. Now their frail armor is white and sinewy, a window into an arcane lost art. So there it is, guys. That's the Bone Ash armor set. As you can see, like a lot of people call like watchers and keepers here because they're like looking after a lot of the bodies of the old great ones, or the old ones, whatever you want to call them. I think they're just called the great ones here. Right, so they're kind of like grave tenders and keepers and stuff like that. They make sure nobody disturbs the body, even though I don't think the great ones' bodies are too important. But they still do it. And we could take a look at the helmet, which is a very cool helmet. There it is right here. And we'll take a look at the bottom description. The long pointed head is a symbol of the old keepers, and is considered evidence of their companionship, forged in a certain sin. I don't think you ever know what this sin is. But we can take a nice look at this hat. It's a very cool hat. And the skull is extremely cool. Look at this skull. Very, very awesome looking set. We'll put the whole thing on, but I'm not going to wear it. And keep in mind, you can only get this if you're in the challenge dungeons, right? You can't get it out in the base game. Even though the challenge dungeons, they are part of the base game, but what I mean is like the story mode. So here's the set. Awesome looking set. I really like the top. A lot of people will pair the top with like, you know, if you've seen like some other popular PvPers, they'll pair the top with this helmet, this Canehurst helmet, and then they might wear like the, you know, they might either you know, finish this whole set off like that, or they might do like Canehurst hands. And then like, you know, they'll like pair with different legs, but usually you'll see like some people walking around like this in PvP. So people wear like this Bone Ash armor a lot. They also wear the Canehurst armor set, which we can take a look at as well. And there's a definite reason, guys. If you see a lot of people wearing certain gear, there's a reason why. Right, we'll take a look at the chest piece. Silver armor worn by the royal guards who protect Annalise, Queen of the Vile Bloods at Canehurst Castle. This paper-thin silver armor is said to deflect blood of ill intent, and is what allows the royal guards to capture prey for their beloved queen, so that one day she may bear a child of blood. And we'll take a look at the defense there. The physical defense is through the roof, it's 120 as well. The thrust is 110. The blood defense is extremely high, 120. And it's good because in PvP you do come across a lot of gun spammers or Shikage users and stuff like that, so it has pretty decent defense. So you will see a lot of people wearing either Canehurst armor or the Bone Ash armor, which there's a reason why, right? If you see people, a lot of people using certain things, there's obvious reasons why. A lot of people who don't wear that, they're probably just cosplaying as well. Right, like this one has kind of good defense, but not a lot of people use blunt. Right, more people are afraid of just getting physical damage or thrust or bled out. So you'll see them wearing, like I said, summary is you'll see a lot of Canehurst, you'll see a lot of Bone Ash. You might see from time to time a Crow Feather. And people who aren't being like super sweaty, then you'll just see them like cosplaying, basically. And that's generally what you see. And you'll see like the iron helmet a lot too, which we don't have. And if they don't have like any of these sets, then you'll see them wearing the Yargul set, because it's like the best one you can get until you get like the better things, like defense-wise. But we're gonna go back to Tomb Prospector. I like the set. I think it's pretty cool. Where's the... Where is it? There it is. And I do know, usually around this time we would call it, right? But I do think we should do one more challenge dungeon at least, and try to wrap up these, Dumerian labyrinths, right? We'll do the lower one. And the lower one should be the last one. And then, as you can see here, we can't make the, excuse me guys, I'm sorry. You see, we really can't do anything, but here when you make it, like say you're making it over, right? Now you can use the fetid offering, and then you'll have like your fetid, so you'll have like your Sandru Dumeru fetid root chalice dungeon, and then there'll be like a chance for better loot in there. And you can do that for each one that you make, right? You could eventually make like a harder version of it. We'll just call it that, like a harder version. So we'll get that done. And as you can see, I do believe it's like, oh, I'm wrong about that. Okay. We are figuring it out together, right? So we'll figure out like the most advantageous dungeons eventually. Oh, with that said, let's make the lower one and then we can call it a night after we're done with it. Also keep in mind you don't got to do it the way I'm doing it, right? You can, if you feel like you've gotten all the materials that you can possibly get, you can delete the lower ones. If you want to, guys. Unless you feel like you might want to come back in and just like do a double check. Right, then you could come work your way backwards from the dungeons. You can see like they have access to certain things we can't use, like they can use like we can call them like fire spells, right? But it's like fire arcane or whatever. Like we can't use any of those that kind of fire magic where we just throw a fireball. And I don't think a Molotov counts because that's a damn Molotov, right? Because technically we can throw a fireball, but that's not really. Right, and our flamethrower is like an actual flame sprayer where they just do the thing. Hmm. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my stream and it looks like it's freaking out. My hosting page. Let me just refresh my page real quick. I'm sorry if anybody says anything. Give me like 10 seconds to refresh everything here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Hmm. Something weird is going on. Yep. Did I fix it? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It was a browser issue. So as you can see, like the deeper in the dungeons we get, like there's more chances for like side rooms and treasure to be found. Right, so eventually it's not going to be a cakewalk anymore. Eventually we will die. There is no doubt in my mind about that. You can see no more one-shots for you. Right? That is a trap right there. And there's the pressure plate. Honestly, this game really lends itself well to like if you're playing regular or solo. Even PvP to a certain extent, R1 spam is a definite thing in this game. You will get parried against a lot of better people, but sometimes when it comes down to it, if you just really mash that R1, because you're supposed to be aggressive, right? So usually you can come out on top if your damage is good enough. Right, because I kind of, as you can see, I kind of like poke them a couple of times and see it, like, see what happens. You might as well just go for the kill. You might as well mash that button so you're all out of staminas. Until it's all gone. Unless you want to do like a visceral. Like I wanted to do, but I didn't. And as you can see, I probably should have. Alright. Right, if I just would have did this the whole time, we would have won. We would have won the prize. Why don't we, let's take a quick look down there and see if anything interesting is going on. That was luck. He was somewhere in the mist, hiding. Strong foe waits ahead. What's in here? So here's an interesting enemy right here, right? He doesn't notice this yet. Oh crap, he does. Look, he just has a big old greatsword. He has armor that we'll never get. Which looks like, actually, scale mail in Elden Ring. Now that I look at it. You can see he has a big old great sword. He has kind of like a hooded helmet. This armor we'll never get. 2K3, okay. Not bad. I feel like we should probably go back to the Hunter's Dream pretty soon. Because as you can see, it's getting a little bit tougher. I'm not just one-piecing people. And I would like to actually put my points in before I lose them forever, which could be pretty soon. I've been pretty confident so far, but I can tell things are ramping up in difficulty. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. That was a bad idea. I don't know why I did that. We'll just take that mechanic right there. Get a nice thrust out. You do have to be careful here sometimes, because if, like say you're doing a lot of backtracking, sometimes a bloodlicker will spawn, and those are those like giant tick-looking enemies that are in Canehurst, and they're extremely powerful. For no real reason. So just be cautious, guys. Don't like go grab a sandwich in an empty room because a bloodlicker might show up. Hey, look at that. Look at that. What do we have here, guys? What do we have here? What's this? What's this? Sage's Rest. Okay. Very cool. I think it just dropped down. Nice. So I do think we should run back real quick so I could grab a couple of this. I think I'll grab those. Actually, there's a red phantom of walking to his doom right there. It's not a good sign for me. Hopefully we could get our HP up to 50, right, our vitality. This is like where the real meat of everything is, because we're gonna really min-max in here.
Very well.
Unfortunately, we do have some cold blood dudes that we can pop, so let's try to get them there, guys.
Gammon away. Very well.
Off by just a little bit.
Farewell.
I call them cold blood dudes. Oh wait, that's right, because cold blood dude. Let's be on the safe side here. Is that enough?
Very well.
Okay. Nice. Nice, so 2 stats are complete. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Alright, so the plan now, guys, this is the plan, is to get strength to 25, arcane will be 15, and then if we have enough blood tinge, we'll go to 25. We'll get it as close to 25 as possible, and I do think that is a min-maxed. Technically, I guess you would call this, now that I look at it, it will be a quality build, right? But it will be a skill quality build. So it's a quality build that's leaning more towards the skill side. And I do think that is the proper name for it.
Farewell.
Okay, so let's go back to the dungeon. We're all set. And hopefully the points we put into strength will help us do more damage with the rifle spear. I do have another build where it's more like it's more skill than blood tinge, so it's like the skill is 50, the blood tinge is 25, the vite is 50, and then we have some endurance. I think that takes away from the actual just regular attack power of the rifle. Like it helps this part out for sure, like the blunderbuss part out, but unless you're just spamming blunderbuss the whole day. Oh, this is what happened. He stepped on this switch right here. And got shot by 3 arrows. Okay. Take care of that. There's the locked door. Hopefully you guys do enjoy these challenge dungeons. Like I said, I do know they're kind of an acquired taste. It might be better watching them than actually like trudging through them and not, you know, for people that are like looking for gems, trudging through them and not finding what they're looking for. Right, because farming is always a pain in the ass when you're not finding stuff. What was that? Uh-oh. Where'd they come from? This is a room I haven't been in yet, and I can see a trap here. She's here somewhere. Where are you? So the reason we're avoiding like a lot of these red spiders is because I hear the chime. There you are. It's because she can just spawn more, right? So then she's just taking it quickly. And usually they will vanish. And we could deal with these regular spiders. You can take a moment and look at Simon's bow blade, right? Now it's really good because you can do this. That is more of a skill than blood tinge weapon though, so I'm not sure how often we're going to be using that. It might be a decent backup weapon. Piece of crap. Another arrow fight? Oh crap. Disrespect on this man. I guess his is just better than mine. Alright, alright. Relax, sir. That's another weapon you'll never see, like, your hunter equip is just a straight up crossbow. That was an epicness. Right, but that's another weapon. So they clearly have weaponry technology and stuff like that. I guess we didn't adopt that style. Some of them just have like a regular rifle. Just a rifle. Just in case. Where did we come from? It's a spider alert. Camera was a little wonky, but We got it. Ah, this is where we came from. Let's make sure there's no side rooms. Oh, looks like we're good to go. See no more shots, guys. That butcher's build he has is actually really cool. Like, his combo is, that right there when he catches you, is actually really nice. Almost done now. They always do drop something, by the way, right? Whether it be a gem or like, you know, like a regular item. Unfortunately, nothing we can really use at this point in the game. I don't think we missed the door, did we? Let's double check. It was a pretty short hallway though, so I don't think there was anything. Okay. I knew that. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh no, you rang the bell. Oh, nobody else is here. Unfortunate. Ah, fell for it. It does quite a bit of damage, as you can see, too. Well, for me. That's so someone bought it here. I'm not surprised either. I know I've died quite a few times to that blob. Alright, let's try to remember that there's a ladder here. We'll come up. Oh, we'll come to that later. This is dungeon crawling, boys, right? This is like the very definition of dungeon crawling. Well, I don't know. Does that help us here? Sometimes there are just straight up dead ends. No, there was a ladder here, if I remember right. Doggo. Now, what do they mean? Do they mean this way or this way? Usually there's more than just doggo. You know, there's like his human. Can I see some stuff there? Just got it. Nice. Of course, it was the messages that gave it away, right? We'll take it. Oh, look at all these wandering madness. Can I kill them? No, no, no. Got him. We're only missing one. Ah, okay, so they're just dropping upgrade materials. I mean, bloodstones. Oh. Ah, so adept is just blunt, huh? That's what it looks like. Wait, nope. There's a thrust one right there. So we're gonna need like the really good versions of the adept gems. But I think the plan is basically to have one gem that ups the skill scaling, and then the other two would be like pure thrusting gems. And I think that'll really do well. And if all else fails, I guess the basic just physical attack up, but I want to make this hit as hard as it can possibly hit. I'm just making sure there's no other chest here. It looks like we're clear. Hello, partial blood. What about you? Okay. Okay. Had to check. Had to know. Oh, I thought that was a message. Doing pretty good. I didn't see what that message said, but whatever. Just make sure. Nothing here. That guy bought the farm. Usually, guys, if you're pretty confident you like got everything you could get, from here you would just on your mark back to the lantern. But since we're doing our due diligence here, I do think we're good. Be careful. over here. Alright. Not too bad. Take that back up. So you can get all lost quite easily here. This was the door that don't open from this side, I believe. Which means we must have missed something over there. There's a treasure chest right there, isn't it? Which means let's just be extra sure. Okay, so there's probably another path through the locked door. That was my fault. I thought I was gonna one-shot him. Be careful with that. That can just lead to death a lot of the time. Special items. Is this a hidey hole? Is he caught? I think he's caught on the Why? That was messed up. Alright. I do gotta be careful with my blood vials though. We are kinda running out a bit on the lower side. As you guys can see, this is just kinda like a trick to draw you out into the center and get blown apart by the cannons, usually. Kind of like that. Just assume everything in here is just trying to mess you up. I wonder what happens if I just shoot him. Oh, okay. Take a shot. Answer right there. Do you guys know if you shoot something it gets shot? The new workshop haze extractor. I don't know why I said it like that. But here's the workshop haze extractor, guys. You will eventually need a certain item, and you're gonna need this item here. You can only get it by going into the chalice dungeons, guys. Right there you go. A misplaced workshop tool from the hunter's dream. The hunter retrieves the hunter who retrieves this can extract arcane haze from ritual materials. But alas, spent materials are lost. So basically you're gonna need arcane haze, right? You can use this to turn things into arcane haze. Of course, when you use it, like say for instance, if we use ritual blood, you'll sacrifice the ritual blood, you'll get one arcane haze. So that's the trade-off. So someone came down here, either died or dropped it somehow and left it here. They got lost, but we found it. We picked it up. All it's all good. That is something you can miss too. I didn't know it was an item for a long time, and I know there was a point where I was hurting for arcane haze pretty bad. There is a way up there, huh? Did we miss our ladder? Looks like we did. Unless this is where we came from. No, it's not, because there's a kidnapper here. I know you saw me. You really don't want to do that move too, that he was trying to charge up. That, we'll call that the Undertaker chokeslam. Right? Because what he does is he charges his hand up, right? And then he grabs you by your neck and he hits you with the Undertaker chokeslam. And it could kill you. It could definitely kill you guys. You gotta be careful. I'm just trying to make sure there's no ladder or anything, but it seems like we can just make the drop. We should be okay. We'll take care of this dude. And this is a different trick, right? Because you would be on that side usually. You'd be picking up the items and then the cannonball would get you. And I see this trap here. Now I don't know if we can make this jump. I'm gonna assume that we can, but I need some room. No. Well, we did a please. It's fine, we're pretty close to it, I think, right? The light is right here. Okay. And the room was over here. And then we drop down here. I will do one more shot, and then if we don't make it, nice. Turn back, so there's nothing here usually. Yeah. Empty. Okay. Some trinkets. Yeah, you think this is a trap right here? I thought it was gonna be a different enemy type. But luckily or unluckily it wasn't. I mean, I'll take... Oh, hey. At least we know how to deal with these kidnapper guys, right? So that's not too big of a deal. In case you guys don't know how to deal with those kidnapper enemies, you look them right in the eye and you say, "Don't kidnap me." And you'll be okay, guys. Tempering damn bloodgem. Okay. At physical 23.1, that's actually not too bad either. Not too bad. Ours are like, you can see, pretty close to those. Right, we have 21.5, 21.5. What was that one again? It was odd tempering damp. 23.1. Not bad. I do believe the highest is like 27.3 though. So you can see we're even, like with the gems we got, we're pretty far off still. Now that said, I think the thrusting is 27.3. So that's even huger, even more huge, more bigs. Okay, and everything is the same here. We came there, we got the stuff. Right, we got all that stuff. There was nowhere else to go here, I think. Right, it was just an empty room. Well, I mean, there was some stuff in there. Some blood gems. So what I think we can do is just take that little hole back down. And I've done all the shit around here before. This is usually just a trap. Time for rolling. Oh wait, this is where we got our arcane haze extracted. Okay. Opposite way. You guys want to see what happens if I hit this with fire? That's what happens. So just be cautious. A lot of people do have like fire weapons. Or they'll be buffed with flame or fire paper. Just be careful. Also, if they can set off a chain reaction and just blow everything to smithereens. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. I'm just curious of what's over here again. Oh, here's the way out. Wait, are we missing something? Are we missing wasn't there like a giant treasure chest that we were looking at before? Behind some kind of like locked door. I vaguely remember something like that. Ah, here it is. Look at this scorpion. It has a bunch of baby scorpions on it. You guys see that? For some reason, I guess he didn't notice. It just must be the wind, huh? Retro buff. Okay. Okay, now I think we have everything. No, 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 no. Wait, what? That was a little odd. This is where we're just at, right? So we do need a way out. Maybe we can just use this path to get on the floor. Unless I just ran through a circle, which I might have just got us even deeper in the damn dungeon. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, guys, also if you start getting lost here, you can always just use a hunter's mark, which we're probably going to do in a minute. Because I don't want to deal with anything here. Keep in mind that they will respawn. Just be careful. That's kind of why we're holding off a little bit. Treasure room. Okay. But we do have places we need to go, so if it takes too much longer, we'll just hunter mark out. Here's the blood liquor. This is why you want to backtrack too much. He can easily kill me, because he hits hard enough to. Luckily we got the drop on him. Blood tinge scaling, okay, not bad. So I think we're gonna do is just we'll just hunter mark. Back to the lantern. Now I don't know if you actually have to sit at the lantern. Either way, we should have a straight shot. Back to the door. And we came in there, okay. The terrible foe waits ahead. I wonder what it's gonna be. Oh crap. What is this other hand he has? Is that just a club? Yeah, he hit me really hard too. That was like half health. Oh crap. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Interesting. This big meaty hand. As you can see, they have like these ropes. Right there, yeah, so that's usually a good spot to hit them. That is something they carried over to Elden Ring. Something I don't like is that shockwave. A lot of these bigger enemies do. Once he raises both his hands up, that's usually when he does it. Just block. That's fine though. We're almost done here, guys, right? I think we have like 1 or 2 more layers to go. Although when we hit that next landing, we will go into the hunter's dream. And we'll start working on that shrimp stuff. And I think we'll, what I think we'll do is, because we've been going on for a while, I think we'll wrap up this floor here, and then we'll call it. Because this is close to 3 hours. I think it is 3 hours actually, right? Maybe we should just call it here. Yeah, I think that's a better idea, I think. We've been going on pretty long, right? So let's grab our points of strength. There you go. Strength is going to go to 25, guys, and then hopefully we can get Arcane to 15, and then Blood Tinge will be 25. So, looking at it right now, let's see. At 100, our strength will be 23, right? So about 103, our strength will be 25. We could probably squeeze out just enough to get Arcane and a little bit of Blood Tinge. And then that'll be it, guys. But I do think we'll wrap it up, guys. We've been at it long enough. We made pretty good progress, though. I think we will continue tomorrow. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you made it this far, I'm proud of you guys. Why don't you watch me live, 8 p.m. Eastern Time? There's a link to my channel in the description of the video. My name is Frank Gallos, guys, and I do stream every day or as often as possible. Usually on the weekdays, folks. We're gonna pick it up tomorrow. We're gonna try to do as many challenge dungeons as we can. Try to get the stuff we need to get, and then eventually we'll be able to PvP, guys, and we'll wrap the build up. Stay tuned for Friday. We'll be playing a different game just to take a little break from this. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, though. Like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, guys. You can catch me then. I do thank you for stopping by, guys, and have a great night. I'll catch you tomorrow night. Later, guys.